Secretary General of the Fatah Movement of Palestine, Jibril Mahmoud Muhammad, says the current Israel bombardment will not stop Palestinians from fighting for the liberation of Palestine. Now, in an exclusive interview with SABC International news editor Sophie Mokoena, he commended the South African government for taking Israel to the International Court of Justice. Almost 30,000 people have been killed since the start of Israel's bombardment on Gaza.
There is no fighting in Palestine. There is unilateral atrocities and killing and bombing. The Israelis are destroying and killing everywhere and everybody. 100,000 people either killed or injured or missing under the rubble. 80% of them women, kids and old people. In the West Bank, suffocating and even killing, and the Israelization policy. You know, the Israelis want to negate Palestine as a political entity from the map, and the only way for them to achieve that is killing, destroying, bombing, and genocide, systematic policy. What we are facing is the same systematic policy since '67 occupation, but the escalation in the last 4 months is unprecedented, neither in Palestine nor anywhere else.
Looking at the international community, do you think the international community is doing enough to address the Palestine question?
Definitely no. But we feel that there is a great changing. The Israelis' narrative that they are victim is no more swallowed or accepted by anyone, including close allies of the State of Israel, who started to understand and to feel that this Israeli expansionist, racist, fascist, Nazist policies against the Palestinians is a real threat to regional stability and global peace. And a lot started to understand that it's the time now to recognize the very existence of the Palestinian people and their right to have their own independent state as a must to achieve peace and security and regional stability for all, for the whole Middle East. You know, this is a drastic and real change. And we are building on that. And still we hope that the Americans, the Europeans do understand that it's the time to raise red card to this Israeli fascist, colonialist, imperialist, which is endangering the whole peace, the whole global peace, and endangering the stability in the Middle East. From our side, you know, we have no other choice.
But looking at the Middle East, as you pointed out, endangering the whole region, people are saying the Arab countries have failed the Palestinians.
Listen, first of all, we depend on our people is steadfastness. Our people is readiness, commitment to sacrifice. But also we count on the Arab Islamic peoples, but also we count on our allies all over the world. And here the importance of having South Africa leading today the whole free nations all over the world, bringing Israel to the International Court, is a good message that the Palestinians are not isolated and are not, fighting alone. For the Arab countries, I think it's a matter of time, and they will understand and they will conclude the right conclusions. and know that the Palestinians are fighting on the front line to protect their interests, their security, their wealth, their economy, their stability. And I am sure that also they are intimidated by the Americans and others. But in spite of that, we count on our people. It's great steadfastness and sacrifices. We will not leave Palestine, and we will not raise a white flag, and the Israelis will not enjoy security, official recognition, integration in the Middle East without recognizing the very existence of the Palestinian people and their right to have their own independent sovereign state next to the state of Israel, according to the UN resolutions, according to the UN legitimacy. This is the only way, even for them, to achieve or to deal with their national concerns, which is the demographic issue, the security, and official recognition. Without recognizing our right for self-determination and the emergence of our state, the Israelis will never enjoy security and being integrated in the Middle East.
The Americans, the United States of America, President Joe Biden, is he doing enough as a country that is
definitely
influential, particularly in relation to Israel, to assist the two nations to fight one another?
Definitely, he is not doing enough to contain the Israeli fascism, racism, genocide, and so on. America is responsible for the crimes against the Palestinians, the genocides. The weapons are Americans. The political support, the political protection in the UN and everywhere is coming from America. It's the time for the Americans to understand that the Israelis are violating their own ethics and their own values and their own principles about self-determination for the Palestinians and the Palestinian people. Anyhow, I think it's a matter of time. And we hope that everybody will recharge his own batteries, reconsider his policies, and recognize realities on the ground and drop the double standard policies. In Ukraine, the occupation something, and in Palestine, the occupation is something else. We, the Palestinians, should not be scapegoat for what happened in Europe last century. We were not there. We were not part of what happened there, and we should not pay the bill. It's the time now. We are 7 million Palestinians still in historic Palestine, and we have no other place to go.
There were reports that there are talks to try and agree to a ceasefire. Is Fatah aware or involved in these negotiations?
Listen, first of all, the negotiations is taking place with Egypt and Qatar. We are one people and we are one nation, and we are facing the Israelis as a one family. Fatah and Hamas is something else, but we all insisting for an immediate ceasefire and enough support and aid to the people of Gaza, and at the same time to stop the displacement policies on the ground. What's going on Gaza and Jerusalem and in the West Bank is targeting all Palestinians, with all Palestinian, no matter which political faction they are. The issue of the split is behind our backs. Now we are united for our goals, and we are united against the Israeli occupation. And it's a matter of time, and national unity and national reconciliation will be achieved based on a political plan, the emergence of a Palestinian independent sovereign state according to the UN resolutions, and settling the issue of the refugees and releasing all the Palestinian prisoners. The refugees and the sovereignty and the prisoners are the three fundamental goals for all Palestinians, as therefore the Palestinian prisoners should be released for the Israeli prisoners who are in the custody of Hamas should have a prisoner of war exchange. But keeping one Palestinian prisoner in Israeli jails mean that the wound will remain open, and all the efforts to release them will continue.
Israel is saying they are demanding an immediate release of those who have been taken hostage by Hamas.
Those are not hostages. Most of those are Israeli soldiers, and they were arrested by the Palestinian fighters. The civilians who were at the beginning already have been released, but also the Israelis kidnapped thousands of Palestinians as hostages since 7th of October in the West Bank. And this is a very clear number, about 7,000. But from Gaza, no one knows how many hostages have been taken to Israeli concentration camps. If they want to settle this issue, and if they want to find a sustainable solution, exchanging prisoners of war from both sides, cleaning the tens of Reuben Islands in Palestine, is the only way for the Israelis to make business and to solve this issue. Also, you have to take in consideration that we have thousands of Palestinians who are in Israeli jails since the 80s of last century. Here we have one of our comrades, his name is Karim Yunus. He was released last year after 40 years in Israeli jails, and he is with me here. As I think now it's the responsibility of the international community to settle the three dimensions and aspects of this conflict, which is the sovereignty on our own state, which is the refugees who were displaced in 48 and later on in 67, and the issue of prisoners and Palestinian hostages in Israeli concentration camps.